This is the Chris Court Show. Hear the indie music flow. Stream it everywhere you go. You can be featured on our show.
Hello, this is Steve from the Happy Casualties, and you're listening to the Chris Court Show, an indie music podcast.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Chris Court Show. We have Steve here with the Happy Casualties. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing great, doing great. What's your shirt say there? I just noticed that.
Watain?
Watain? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. At first I thought it said Wu-Tang. And it does not say Wu-Tang. Like the way that it was, I'm like, that's actually a pretty badass shirt. But so is that a band or is that?
Yeah, they're a black metal band from Sweden. I've actually seen them live a few times. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. So the Happy Casualties, when did you guys form? Before we start that, you're the singer, right?
Yeah. Primarily, yeah.
So look at that. This thing reacts to my hand. It does gestures. Sorry about that. I just seen that right now. So I was telling Matt here that the way your vocals, I know it seems like you guys are into Frank Zappa because I've been reading that, were you heavily influenced by Frank Zappa or?
It's funny because when I called you, I was practicing Zappa.
Okay.
Wow. I like Zappa a lot, but like it's kind of crazy because like Zappa when he was at his best, which to me is kind of the late 60s into the early to mid 70s.
Yeah.
The musical complexity is like so insane that I don't think I could ever like approximate that. But yeah, no, I am really into it for sure. I like it a lot. And it's like he's like sets like a high standard for
sure.
Musicians, especially guitarists. So
yeah, I always thought with Frank Zappa that if he didn't write, like he has a lot of music and albums out there. I think, and I always say this. Oh God. If he only had maybe like 10 albums or so, I think his popularity would have been a lot more. I think he just has so much that you don't know where to start with Zappa. So it's just kind of no one understands the creativity that he actually had.
And also everybody has their different sort of take on him. Like a lot of the people that did like him in like the 70s and 80s, they liked sort of like the more juvenile humor kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's like a whole, like, I think this album, which is One Size Fits All, which I was practicing some stuff off of, that's an album that it has vocals. It doesn't really have much juvenile humor at all. All the songs are really top notch and all the playing is top notch too. But some of the albums are like Shake Your Booty. Everybody like loves that album, but I don't think it's very good. But that's like a big album, you know?
Yeah.
So
more popular ones, that's for sure.
So who would choose the 10 albums? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. There's just so much stuff in there. Have you ever
listened to Frank Zappa a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Never really became a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where I was going with that is I hear, and I do this all the time, and I don't know why I do it, but I heard Velvet Underground, Lou Reed type vocals in your voice. Do you have any kind of influences in that, or?
Yeah, like Lou Reed is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Like solo and Velvet Underground, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I do hear that like a lot, and it's your own thing, but I just hear it in your voice, like the influence from that.
Oh yeah,
so that's kind of cool. I noticed that the Happy Casualties, you had like a different kind of genre music, and then with this new album, um, you went into like a more of like a 60s 70s type psych rock. How did that come about?
Well, what happened is we did you know that Gigi Allen tribute EP we did, right? Or you
Yes.
probably saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So like we did these like sessions a few years back at this studio in Long Beach called The Compound, and we recorded. It was a few days, and we recorded that Gigi Allen EP, and we recorded this the EP, the mixtape, the hip hop kind of thing,
Yeah.
and we recorded about 14 songs that would be for the next album. Um, but like that album, it's just kind of more. It was more expensive to sort of do, and so we released the EPs, and then we were kind of taking our time working on those songs piece by piece. And my drummer Ryan, he met this kid Jack Lavoni through like Vamper or something, and Jack is he just has a garage out like kind of like Mar Vista area, and he just wants to record bands. And Ryan was like, well, look, you have enough songs, we can record another album, and we could do this fast, and it's cheap. So I kind of hustled to get those songs together. Like all the songs on that album are new except for Faking Your Own Death. And I think Faking Your Death is probably like 25 years old, but all the other songs are all relatively new. So I hustled and we got it together and we recorded that album pretty fast. And then just getting someone to play bass and then doing, the horn overdubs, the key overdubs and everything. And it took about a year. It was really cheap. And then the vibe I was going for was to because Jack's like 25,
Yeah.
and just to let whatever his sort of like intuitions about how an album should sort of sound, plus with sort of the sort of concepts and ideas that I had with the songs that I was kind of coming up to get it to like cohere. And so it was kind of going for this sort of like Happy Days 1970s kind of like vibe. And that's what I was trying to sort of maintain, that sort of impression in my mind as I was like writing the songs and then putting them down and then in the mixing process. So yeah, it came out to be like garagey because it was in a garage, and then embracing like a lot of like 1970s kind of nostalgia.
Yeah, and I definitely hear that in it. I mean, and that's fine if it's the garagey sound. I mean, me and Matt here started a band, and that's kind of where we were, like in a basement, and we had a lot of that kind of sound, but I think that gives it its character. But it is a very well produced. I mean, I you can't hear too much of the garagey sound, because with that garagey sound you get more of like that tinny type um sound, but it's very well produced. Is that you who produced it?
No, it was that kid Jack. No,
Okay.
he's not a kid. Yeah, Jack did
Jack is
it.
the
Yeah,
okay. I got you. Okay.
because
Yeah.
he wants to just he's kind of like his deal is very like Steve Albini. He wants to just record bands really for just the experience
Just
and
yeah.
to like do it. Yeah, and he's really great to work with. So it was just an opportunity to track these songs and corral them into a thing. I'm gonna basically we got together in like 2006, me and Ryan, and so next year is going to be like our 20th anniversary. So we're going to maybe try to go for a tour or something. I don't know.
Damn.
We've never been able to pull it off, and we'll release that album that costs more money like that. It'll be like our 11th album. It'll be for like our 20-year anniversary. So that's like what I'm aiming for right now.
Yeah. You've been around 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, damn. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I saw that one of the early albums was 2007 release.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing. The the new album, it's Welcome to the Dream House, right?
Yeah.
That's and we were just listening to that too. It's a pretty solid album, from start to finish. And
Thanks, man.
there's not many bands that do that anymore. It's just kind of like put a song
Everyone's always
on.
doing the singles now.
Yeah.
That's the whole
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Singles, put it on social media, put it online.
Put it on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, just throw it on there. But it's good to hear albums actually come out because it tells the full story, instead of just trying to get your songs out there really fast. And it kind of loses meaning with that. But I do love the albums that you guys are putting out.
Thanks, man.
Any plans on coming to Chicago?
Dude, I would love to go anywhere, like as far as to play, even if it's a little like rough. But yeah, no, dude, actually, like a lot of the stuff, like that's where you guys are, Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, well, like Drag City was one of my favorite labels when I was younger, and then also like bands like Jesus Lizard, I love, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So and actually, you know what? I'm sorry, dude. I've been to Chicago. I was playing bass in this band called The Hard Goodbye, and we went out to play some shows in Indiana for the singer's birthday. That was in uh around like 2006, 2005, 2006.
Okay.
We went out there, and so I was in Chicago. It was really cool, and so yeah, I would love to, dude. I'd love to play anywhere. It's just an issue of like the band thing is like really you're spinning plates
Yeah.
because you have to, on one hand, you have to make sure that your plays, your presence on like streaming is decent, right? So that's like playlist promotion and all this stuff. Then you have to do stuff where you try to generate press, which at this level you only do it through like goodwill, being like, hey, what's up? Can I send you a record? Whatever, talking to people and generating either people to review your music or to do interviews with your mainly reactions, and then playing live. So you have to balance all these things.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of bands, they'll do like one single at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my deal with this was kind of like, I was like, this whole thing is just kind of an album. And I just want people to listen to it as an album. So
Yeah.
just release it as an album.
And I see why bands do it, one single at a time, especially nowadays. That it gets it gets their music out there. That's how people listen nowadays.
Yeah.
But it's just, refreshing to hear full album. That way you can get the sense of, what the singer feels, and what they're writing about, different things like that. So you've been in this band for 20 years. What are the difficulties of actually keeping the band afloat? Like, because, how many members are in the band?
It's just me, really.
Oh, it's just you?
I mean, Ryan's my drummer. He's in Buffalo right now. He had to move back, but
oh, that's cool.
I'm just the main person, and I write, the songs. And I for the last like probably 10 years or so, I kind of think I always write with like the song titles first.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes I'll have like an album title. So I sort of see how conceptually all the songs will sort of like hang together. And so I yeah, I basically like I'm writing songs, I guess that would be for like the album after this, if we ever get to record it. But I always me and Ryan, we would always just get together like a few times a week when he lived in town, and we would just jam. And then we get enough songs and we'd go and record them. But now, because he's not around, I flew him out here to play some shows, but he went back in August. So now that he's not around, like there's more songs being written than I could probably record,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I basically just just do it because it's like I just decided, I don't know, at some point to just focus entirely on songwriting, whether I was going to succeed financially or not, you know.
And that's interesting that you actually write the song titles before you actually write the music. It's normally the other way around.
It's usually either music
Yeah,
first
then
or lyrics
come up with the
first.
title. But
Yeah.
there's no way of writing a song. But it's just it's interesting that you do that to have a conceptual album. That way you can kind of make that album what you want it to be about.
Yeah, and I like it to be about vague things. I like it to be kind of like impressions of things. So not I don't like, like you guys ever listen to like the early Dylan stuff?
Oh yeah,
Or
yeah.
some of the stuff where they're doing like Nick Cave would do it sometimes where he tells like this really linear story throughout a
Hmm.
song. It's
Yeah.
like you can't really, or like some of the stuff Dylan did on Desire. I love like Dylan, but like you can't listen to Joey or Hurricane like very often because it's like telling you this whole like movie. And you're like, I don't want to like just imagine this linear story. I want
Yeah.
this thing that just has these sort of impressions that relate to innate things that I have. So I rarely tell like a linear story. Maybe that's why my stuff is not as accessible, I guess, because maybe people like more linear storytelling type songs. I don't know.
Yeah, instead of going throughout the whole album and listening to it. And yeah, you're right. That's exactly what I mean. Early Dylan did, but
Totally.
that was his niche.
When you get done with completing an album and recording it and everything, and you feel like you finally finished with that album, do you continue to keep writing songs for your future music, or do you ever take a break in between to like regather your thoughts and stuff?
Uh Lately I will kind of get forced into taking a break. I'll just get kind of lazy. But then like the juices will sort of flow. I strangely enough, I don't know if you guys ever get this, but I get more and more over the last like 7 years, I've gotten songs and dreams.
I have actually. You know what's crazy? Just a couple of weeks ago, I did, and I took my phone and I recorded it. Like I ran into my bathroom and just because I didn't want anyone to hear, not because I'm just like a weirdo and run to my bathroom, but like I ran to my bathroom and I just started like humming, and the lyrics were like there too. So that's crazy that you mentioned that.
Like if that record that we did, the Of Floods, Droughts, and Other Ravages Visited Upon the Earth, there's a song on there called Where My Heart Belongs. And it was probably about 7 years ago. Oh, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. I'm not sure. But I was asleep and I was dreaming that I was at the Santa Monica Mall. And the Santa Monica Mall is a place that used to be a really old school kind of mall, like you'd see anywhere. And it's been revamped a lot. But in my dream, I was there and it was kind of in its old school kind of way. And this song was playing. It was Christmas time and it was Where My Heart Belongs. And I woke up and I got my phone and I sang the melody into my phone. And then, like, a year later or something, I was like, well, I should try to write that song, but it wouldn't work on a guitar because it was like a Christmassy song. So I had to like figure out, I hadn't played piano in a long time, but I had to figure out how to play it on piano. And it
Hmm.
took me a long time to write that song to
Yeah,
get,
to
and then
get how
basically, and then,
exactly
what?
to get exactly how it sounded.
Yeah, but then also I think the thing too is you have to avoid being a perfectionist because it's like you'll get something and you have to do the best that you can with it, but then you have to let other people have their influence in how they're going to play it. And I've
Hmm.
had really good luck in that respect where everybody has brought something that if even if it wasn't great, it was at least really interesting. And so if you listen to Where My Heart Belongs, you'd be like, whoa, okay, so that was me really just trying to recapture this dream I had of being in the Santa Monica Mall while this song was sort of playing. And it's got like Christmassy sort of vibes. And then since then I've had like I want to say like 10 songs that kind of come to me in a dream and I'll get it down and maybe go back to sleep, or maybe I'll wake up or whatever, and then I'll sit and I'll figure it out and do that. So that's almost like, like the universe demanding that you have to like keep
Yeah, it's
writing even if you
crazy.
don't want to write.
I and so my the song that I came up with in my head was like both of my parents passed kind of at an earlier age. My dad definitely, and it was a dream about them, and it was like I was floating, and I forgot how the song went, but I have it recorded, but like that's what it was kind of about while I was floating and just kind of like telling a story, and the melody was there, and like people were like chanting the song. It was fucking crazy. It's crazy
Did
the
you get to
way.
record it?
Yeah, I did,
Oh,
yeah.
cool. You have to send it to me, man.
Well, I didn't like actually record. I just like recorded it on the my phone, but
Oh,
yeah.
you never recorded with the band?
Oh no, I'm not in a band anymore. We were
Oh,
in a band, and like we started
High
in
school.
1999 or something. And then, we had another band. He went to California at the time, and then we started I started another band with other people and came out with albums and stuff, and it was just kind of like everyone got older and had kids, wives, stuff like that. So it was just kind of everyone all fucked off. But I still love to write and things like that. So whenever something does come to my head, I'll rush to my phone. I have so much shit on my phone that I've like it came to my head. I just never put it onto anything. I
you
would
should
love to
do
though.
it, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I keep telling myself I need to fucking do it. I need to fucking do it, and it's just I get so lazy.
But
I get
the thing that's cool is if you just stick with it, right? Like, dude, you know what? Like, this is an aside, but I think this is like interesting. Like, I saw Everclear. A friend of mine took me to see Everclear on the 5th because it's like around my birthday. So it's
hmm
like a little pre-birthday gift to me. And like the opening band was Sponge.
yeah
I never really listened to them, but they're actually, well, I don't know exactly where they're from, but they were really tight. They put on a great show. I don't know their tunes, but it was like an A performance.
yeah
And then like Local H came out,
yeah. They're from
and
Chicago.
like I know, yeah, and I just realized I was gonna like trash them a little bit. But the
Go
thing is
ahead.
that
Yeah, go ahead.
I I don't like their songs, right? But like you watch, it's two guys, and I was watching, I'm like, these guys never stopped. They
hmm
never stopped, dude. And they totally dominated the stage, and they had like such power. And I liked some of the set, and some of the set I was like not that into, but you had to be like, oh, okay, these guys totally killed it. And
Yeah,
then Everclear got on, and it's just two guys from the original band
yeah,
and two new hotshot guys, totally unrehearsed, haven't kept doing it, and it was terrible, dude. So it was kind of, but you know what I'm saying? It's like the Local H guys. It's like you're like those dudes
yeah.
never
They're
stop.
tight.
Yeah, they're tight
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
they the energy that they had, and it's from not stopping. So you get if you get yourself into a thing where because there's a satisfaction at least that I get from at least writing it and then executing it and then hearing it later, even with other people's input. And you're like, yeah, man, I made it happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that everybody that has the artistic inclination, especially in regards to music, should follow through on.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and and I've told this story many, 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 many times. My band opened up for them, Local Age, and it was
Oh,
just he he's a very interesting dude. Like when I went up to him, it was just kind of like he just shrugged me off, and we were the band that opened right before them. I was just going to talk to him, and he just had that rock star mentality. Now this is maybe 10, 15 years ago. I don't know how he is now, and I don't want to trash the dude. I do like a lot of their songs. But yeah, I think it kind of got to his head back then, maybe. I don't know about
yeah.
now, but But they're a super tight band, and I just wish he didn't have that mentality.
That's probably why
He
they
didn't seem,
kind of
he
fell
seemed
off
like an
the.
angry
Yeah.
dude.
He what?
He seems like an angry dude.
Yeah, he's
Live.
well, he's from Chicago, so
Yeah.
we're all angry out here.
Something in the water.
Yeah, and that Lake Michigan water. But yeah, no. Now here's a little quiz for you. You probably already know this, but do you know there was a song that is one of the most covered, popular song that was written in a dream? Do you know what that song is?
Uh, well, no, you know what? I'm not going to guess. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was not written in a dream.
No, but you're super
Um,
close. It was the Beatles. It was yesterday.
I thought he woke up and he started playing it. Was that came to him in a dream?
Yeah, that came to him in a dream.
That's the most. You're right. That is like the most covered, one of the most covered
Yeah,
tunes
yeah.
of all time.
Yeah. But yeah,
That's
he
funny.
it was just like kind of like what me and you were talking about. He woke up, he had this tune in his head, and then he went, instead of going, because he even told the story where, he didn't have a phone where he could just record it like we did. He had to
Yeah.
go to the piano, start playing it, and then have to remember it the next morning so he can go record it. But yeah.
And the story with Keith and the riff from Satisfaction, right?
No. What's that about?
So basically, no, it's okay. Look, it's either Satisfaction or it's Street Fighting Man. Keith was like falling asleep before he fell. I think it was Satisfaction. He played the riff in a tape recorder before he fell asleep, and then he had
That makes
no
sense.
memory. He had no memory of playing it, and then he heard it later. And he was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" And I think with that one, and I know with like Street Fighting Man, like they couldn't get in the studio the exact sound that was on the tape recorder, and they just used the tape recorder guitar track in the studio session, supposedly. The Stones are my favorite band of all time. So all the lore and the way that they record things in the studio, and you can hear the room, like Sticky Fingers, you hear the room, you hear Mick in the room with the band and the yelps and all that stuff. I love that, dude. That's my favorite.
That's awesome. Yeah, Stones are really good. Beatles are my favorite band, so.
I love the Beatles, too. Hello, this is Steve from the Happy Casualties, and you're listening to 100 Stabs at the Great American Novel here on the Chris Court Show.
It's too late, baby. It's too late, darling. It's too late, baby. It's too late. These chicks annoying, so irritating. Can't even believe this shit is happening. But I always sig when they expect me to say, make the first of 100 stabs in the dark. At the time they will forget your name. Post-structuralism is a young man's game, but I feel like it's getting cold. Maybe it's just me that
Awesome. All right, so we got about 8 minutes. It says here, so just kind of want to promote your stuff. Is there any things where like people can go and check out like your music? I know is all over social or all over streaming platforms and social media. Do you
Uh,
have any merchandise or anything like that that you want to promote?
Actually, I mean, I have.
There you go. I like
I still have
physicality.
some copies of the record.
Oh
If
damn.
if people wanna send me a message on Instagram, I'll mail them a record.
Okay.
I'm pretty terrible at like selling stuff, but we do have copies of this. I have CDs too.
That's awesome.
That's it. Yeah. So,
Who drew
but yeah.
the album cover?
Oh, my buddy CJ. I used to work with him at Home Depot.
Oh, perfect. That's
You and
awesome.
me. I should mail you a copy, man. I don't know why I didn't mail you one, right?
No.
No, no. I
Yeah,
actually
dude. Let
do have
me.
I have a turntable too. I spent like thousands of dollars on, and now I'm broke from everything. But yeah, I do collect records. Yeah, if you wanna,
Yeah, yeah, dude. I'll mail it to you for sure.
I'll
But yeah,
give.
just hit me up for like merch, and then just listen to the music. Use it in TikTok videos, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's where it goes now. You use it in TikTok videos, and
That's how it gets big.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's like the most inexplicable stuff too. Like that Pavement song, I don't even know what it is. It's like a super obscure Pavement song, and the fact that it took off on TikTok was one of the things that contributed to them
oh
getting back
really?
together. Yeah,
That's
yeah. They said it
insane.
even. Yeah, and if you watch that movie about it, I don't know if you like. I like Pavement a lot.
I've heard I've seen I'll be honest, I've seen the band name. I don't I've never really listened to them. Have you?
No.
No. I don't know what they're
they're
about.
they're the like in a lot of ways they're a quintessential 90s alternate indie rock band, like
Okay.
very like I would that record that really got me into them is Wowie Zowie. It's not as polished, but it's one of those records like Dinosaur Jr.'s You're Living All Over Me, sort of like you listen to it a few times and then it's got just this sonic landscape that takes up like 50 minutes or something that you get really like, it's one of those albums that you get really caught up in as opposed to just particular hit singles.
Yeah.
So I would say Wowie Zowie is a really cool album to start with. But yeah, they supposedly part of the reason they got back together was because this song that was like a B-side or something was blowing up on TikTok.
Dang. That's what
Yeah.
we need to use his his songs on our TikToks. We got like that's the thing that we always try to do is make TikToks, and I fucking hate making them. Like I know that's part of like the thing to do, but I fucking can't stand making them. And I don't know if it's my age or I don't know, but I don't think I'm that old to like not use TikTok. It's just every time we do our podcast shit, it's like, now we gotta make a TikTok video. We
It
gotta
is
come
that
up.
old.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just that old, but
Well, when you get on TikTok, doesn't it feel like it's like a migraine in an app? Like
that,
that's what it seems like to me.
it's too much. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know what to fucking do with it. Like the first time that remember Snapchat,
Yeah.
I almost broke my fucking phone trying to use and I'm not joking. He was there. Like I was trying to like turn it towards me. I looked completely ridiculous. But yeah, it's something that, I guess in nowadays you have to do. It's where before you used to just go around to different venues and like, hey, I have a band. Here's our demo. Can we play here? And now it's just all this.
There you drop your demo off in like the little, breezeway in front of like a Sam Ash or a Guitar Center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
What? What would you do in front of a what?
Like the little entryway, they'd have like the man trap for like the cold air and stuff in Chicago. It's like they'd have
Oh,
like
okay.
stacks of CDs and shit there from like bands that are local. And you just walk
Oh,
in.
really?
You can just grab some. They're like
Yeah.
free demos.
It was actually really cool.
Yeah.
Like you just grab them and you could listen to different bands around the area.
Oh, so you're basically just you're dropping off demos for other bands, or
No, like
just
you could drop your own
people
off. Like
customers?
if you got like a stack of
Yeah,
demos for
okay.
your band, you can just drop them off in like the doorway, and people will pick them up and they'll take them and listen to them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
But
you could do that at like
social
Amoeba.
media
The
wasn't
Amoeba,
big
like,
yet.
But we're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
social
no,
media
I
wasn't really
figured,
even a thing yet.
Social media wasn't a thing at
Yeah.
all.
No.
Yeah, but
Well, it's a trade-off because on one hand, you had people way more interested in the bands and interested in the music, trying to get information about the bands, trying to go to shows. The
mhm.
music was kind of scarce. You had to get the CDs, you had to like order them or something.
Yeah.
The music was kind of scarce. Rarities and B-sides and outtakes and bootlegs were super scarce. And then press was like in magazines, and the magazines could be scarce. So you had all this scarcity, which generated all this interest. And then the flip side is that I get to record 10 albums and no one cares.
Yeah.
Right. But I got to do it.
But you got to do
So,
it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're never, everyone has like their cross to bear, sort of,
Yeah.
it's like, so yeah, no one cares, but at least I got to do it. And then the certain people that like, what's funny, really quick though, on the TikTok thing is because I'll look and see like if any of our songs get on TikTok, and there's a song, it's like this little acoustic song at the end of Joyous Songs of Happiness and Friendship. It's called Giving Up on Life.
Hmm.
And I saw like 5 or 6 people or 5 or 6 girls all randomly made little TikToks with that song about being like sad, and it's kind of like a sad song, but it was just kind of it's kind of interesting that people I don't know were impacted enough by this song that I wouldn't think would be catchy with anybody enough to do TikTok
Yeah.
videos with.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey, it was awesome talking to you. We got to keep in touch. And we'll
Yeah,
send us
definitely.
stuff out. You'll see it all over the social media. If you could just share it too, that'd be
Oh
great.
yeah, man, definitely. Oh yeah, I'm all about it, dude. I'm total promotion, big time.
All right, Steve. Well, it was good talking to you, dude.
Once again, thank you for listening to The Chris Court Show. Remember, if you have a band or business, or know someone that has a band or business, send all the info and MP3s to chriscourtshow@gmail.com. Chicken nuggets and cranberry sauce.
The Chris Court Show.